people, welcome back to my channel. I am your girl Joy Mate. Currently, yes, in Uganda, by the way, when you give birth, when you're a mom, they call you Mama so and so, and right now I'm being referred to as Mama King. Our baby is 3 months now and we call him Mama. No, we call him King, yeah. We call him King. So some people call me Mama King. And when you're the dad, they call you Tata King, meaning Mama King, Daddy King, meaning Mommy King, Daddy King, English, right? Yeah. So welcome back to my channel. I am recording this video by the way on Mother's Day, today the 14th. And it's what's the time? It's 9:45. Yeah. So to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I wish you all the best. May God bless you in your ministry as mothers. It's a ministry. God bless you abundantly. Yeah, it's good. It's the most beautiful thing to be a mom. I'm enjoying it out there. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it so far. So good. I bless the Lord who has made me a mom. So guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back with a new topic. But before I go in further, I want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. We are 119. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for subscribing. I don't take it lightly. And to any new subscriber of mine, to anyone that is watching and you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit on the notification button so that you're always notified of the new videos. So today I want to speak about something important, something I didn't know about, something I wish I knew how to handle. I never expected it to happen to me. You see, when I went into labor, through I gave birth normally. I pushed. Yeah, when you give birth normal, that is pushing. I pushed, but something happened. I was cut. I hear the doctors calling it sutured. I was sutured. I don't know. Okay, it's I had an episiotomy. Episiotomy is when part of your vulva down, that your vulva is split, is cut so that they can bring out the baby's head safely. Most of the time they do it to the first time mothers. I myself was a first time mother. Most of them go through it or they get tears. The nurse noticed that I was getting tears and my baby had a high heart, the heartbeat rate. It was high, so she needed to act very fast. So acting very fast, she decided to suture me, to cut. To cut, like down here, this is my valve, so they had to cut on the side like this, and she saved the baby. The baby came out healthy, strong, and we are 3 months right now. We bless the Lord. So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about the episiotomy. So I had an episiotomy, which I knew nothing about. I didn't know how to handle, how to take care of the stitches. I knew nothing. So I asked the nurse about it the following day. We gave birth in the night. It was 2:26. So the following day, I asked the nurse how I will handle. Okay, the following morning, the nurse told me to use warm water and salt. Later, I didn't know how much salt I'm supposed to use. So when I went home, all eager to treat myself and have the stitches heal quickly, I made a big mistake, guys. What I did, I used to sit in hot water and poured a lot of salt in it. Like I just, like, I think I used to pour like 3 spoons of salt, like big spoons, these big teaspoons. I used to pour them in the water, hot water. Then I sit. Within 3 days, my stitches had broke. The wound had kept itself. It was apart. It was painful. So I used to touch it, to feel it with my fingers, and I would feel it. It's not together. It's apart. We went to 5 days. I couldn't stand the pain. So I decided to go back to the hospital. I told my husband, and I decided to go back to the hospital. Then I told the nurse about it. The nurse called the doctor. So the doctor asked me, were you using hot water with salt? I told him yes. Then he told me that that was wrong. You're not supposed to use hot water or salt. These stitches do not like salt or hot water. Just if you're to use the salt, if you're to do a stiches bath, you're supposed to put there just a small pinch, like as small as this, in that water, and the water is supposed to be warm, not hot. So my mistake was I used the hot and too much salt. So I was restitched. Oh God. If I remember the pain I went through, it was horrible. It was painful more than the labor pains itself. Because my labor pains, I didn't even cry. Yes, I screamed, I shouted, but no tear came. But the pain of restitching me, Jesus, I cried from the hospital up to home. Up to home, I was still crying. The pain was much. You know that pain stayed for some good hours for it to surpass. It pained. You wouldn't want to be restitched in your private parts. You didn't want that. You wouldn't want. And the reason why I've decided to talk about this is to let most people don't know this. The first time mothers, most of the times we don't have this knowledge. We go to labor expecting that we are going to come out with no stitches. Some people come out with no stitches, but most people do. So I just want you to know about this, know about what to expect. You know, if this happens to you, if you get tears, if you get an episiotomy done on you, how are you going to handle it? So this time around, the doctor told me you do a stiches bath with warm water and just put a pinch of salt, a small pinch of salt. So what I decided was to do a stiches bath without putting any salt. I just used warm water. But there are times I put a small pinch of salt, though not all the time. Each time I showered, I had to sit in warm water. And then also, each time I used the toilet, I had to clean myself with warm water. Yeah, and for urinating, I had to sit in the warm water and I urinate there, just to prevent the urine from passing over the stitches, because urine is kind of acidic, I think, so it irritates the wound. To prevent that irritation, it was better for me to sit in warm water and then I passed the urine. So that is what I did. Yeah, it went like for 2 weeks. I wasn't seeing the change. Like I wasn't seeing any breakthrough. Maybe the healing, I wasn't getting it. So actually, I was still going to go back to the hospital. But this time around, I had said I'm going to change. Maybe change the hospital, change the doctor. So then I called my sister-in-law, and she told me to hold on, give it a week and see if there won't be any change. Then at that time, my friend called me, and I told her about it, and she asked her mom. So in Uganda, there are herbs they use. They used to treat the stitches. I don't know these herbs what they are called in what? In English, but in our language, in our local language, in Luganda it is kamunye. They use kamunye to treat the stitches. In Runyoro it is enzitoima. They are herbs, they are bushes. And then also tobacco leaves. They also help to cure those stitches. What you do with those herbs, you boil them. You boil the kamunye. You boil it in water, and then you sit in that water. And then you also get some of that water and you drink it. It helps to cleanse in your stomach, wash out, and to bring out the remaining fluids in the stomach, all the blood inside there in the womb, to bring it out. And then it also helps to cleanse and then to shape you. And then the tobacco leaves, you steam them. After steaming them, you use them to do what? To press on the stitches. Yeah, just to press on the stitches and your vagina. And then it goes back to what? It helps to shape you. That is what I was told. So, but the tobacco leaves, how should I say it in English? They like the inch, when you press them, they have to be warm. That water that comes out of them after steaming is what treats those ones. You feel some inch, when you use them, but they really work. So I used those like for a week, and it worked, man. Let me tell you, it worked. So my stitches started healing. The wound came together. It came together. Some I used to touch and I feel that now it has sealed. They have dissolved. Some of them fell out, but at the end of it all, it had completely come together, and it was no longer gapped. It had come together. Like, I think in a month I noticed that it had completely come together. Yeah. So some of the mistakes I did before that, I didn't know that I'm supposed to sit when I've squeezed my butt together. So if you sit when you're free like this, you're damaging, you're causing damage to your stitches. Like, you can mistakenly spread like this and it will break. And then the other thing is moving. Remember, I had to breastfeed the baby, and then I have the stitches that are painful. So most of the times I found myself pulling myself on the mattress to pick up the baby and feed. So in that process, I used to exert pressure on the stitches. Yeah, so that also did what? Scratch them, the wound. It increased the pain. and it broke. I think it also contributed in breaking the stitches the first time. So I learned from my mistakes. I wouldn't want you to go through the same. This is what I would tell you. If you get an episiotomy or you get tears, if you're stitched in any way, in your valve, if you're stitched, avoid hot water. Just use warm water. Avoid hot water. Avoid too much salt. Just use a small pinch of salt. Avoid sitting with your like freely, legs apart. Squeeze your butt together and then sit. Avoid exerting so much pressure on the wound. It would be better if you would lie down most of the times. If you're not feeding or doing something that requires you to sit, at least maybe be standing or lie down. Don't put so much pressure on the wound. And then I would also tell you to avoid, like, you don't need to put on pants because those stitches need fresh air. So avoid putting on pants. You can first do away with your undergarments until the wound is healed. I didn't put on undergarments for all that time. I think for 2 good months I did not put on undergarments, so that my wound can heal. Well, the doctor told me to avoid them. If you're putting them on, then do cotton ones. Avoid those other fabrics. Make sure you do cotton. What else? Let me see. Always keep that area dry. Yeah, you have to keep it dry. What else? Each time you go to use the toilet, make sure you wash up and preferably use warm water to wash yourself. What else did I used to do? Take your medications. I'm sure they would have given you antibiotics and some painkillers. Yeah, take them. They hope to prevent infection in that place. Yeah, I thank God I didn't get any infection. If you got an infection, you know, according to my research, is if you see that area stand red, like red, that's an infection. If there is pus coming out, it's an infection. If it's smelly, it's an infection. That is what, according to the research I made, those are the signs of infections. But if you're taking antibiotics and you're keeping it dry and clean, you won't get infections, I'm sure. And maybe you can avoid public toilets. Just avoid them. The best thing to do is during that time is for you to keep home and you use your home toilet. Don't move a lot. It's not good when you have that cut. Don't move a lot. Just keep home. Yeah, so that you can keep healthy and keep the stitches in place. Then what else? Have I said it all about the episiotomy? Yeah, I think I've said it all. Yeah, before I close, I hope the information I've passed will help someone. I hope it will help someone. I really hope. These things are serious, No one told me that I should expect this. Actually, no one goes knowing that they should expect it. But it happened anyway. So, before I close, if you have not subscribed Okay, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification button. Yeah, subscribe. We need to make 200 before this week ends. We need to make 200 subscribers. Yeah, I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. I'm trying to be a good speaker. Oh, I'm learning to be a good speaker. It's not easy, but as I shoot more videos, I'll learn to be a good one. I hope this information helps you. I hope it really helps you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.